Hey guys, Iceluslol here, and we're bringing you an Ezreal teamfight breakdown right now. We'll just jump right into it. So we're following the Ezreal player here. This teamfight is going to break out about here and kite back, or head back into the base, and that's where he's going to be kiting to. So right here he's got Renekton. He immediately uses Blade of the Ruined King, which I don't like, because Blade of the Ruined King active heals you. And while it does do a lot of damage to Renekton, the damage Blade of the Ruined King does is based off maximum health. So you can use it at any point. And slowing Renekton a little bit here when he is already going to stun Ryze, it just doesn't really do that much for me. And I would have rather Ezreal save that when he needed it to kite, or when he needed it to heal. So I believe that was a waste of an active. Ezreal player does a great job of dodging. Actually, he doesn't really dodge the Jinx ult, but he gets out of the way, he gets out of Vel'Koz ult, and kites backwards right here. So right here, we've got an Ezreal ult onto these guys. So the problem with Ezreal ult is, at this stage of the game, it does magic damage, and Renekton and I don't remember who this other person is, but Xin Zhao. Renekton and Xin Zhao have a lot of magic resist, so it's going to hit Janna first and deal a lot of damage to her, and then not so much to these guys. So this is a pretty good ult opportunity. It's going to hit 3 people, but at the same time, at Ezreal ult, you really want to be going for these guys. So Janna is a good one, but really like Jinx and Vel'Koz, because they're not going to have a lot of magic resist. And while Ezreal ult has an AD ratio, it does magic damage, so it doesn't scale with armor penetration. That's something you want to look out for. So I would say this is an average ult. You'll see the damage in a second. But then basically, your teammates have like a pretty good, setup here, and you're playing a little bit too far back. Like, you cast the ult, that's fine. But I want to see you move up here and basically stay right behind Ryze. There's no Vel'Koz ult, there's no Jinx ult, and you see these two. So you're going to move up just a little bit so you can start dropping in Mystic shots and be ready to attack. If Xin Zhao and Renekton come in here, you want to use your auto attack to deal a lot of damage. So, so you hit a minion there, and basically because you position Mystic shotting the minion, that's a lot of damage you lost. But positioning over here, you were here and then you came down here. There's no one to attack over here, right? So again, like I said, if you were behind Ryze, like here's Ryze, if you were here instead, where I would like you to be, or like in this situation, if Xin Zhao's running into your base, you could be like here and standing at max range or whatever. You could be attacking Xin Zhao this whole time, and this tower actually shreds armor and slows him. So you could pretty easily pick up the kill on Xin Zhao. And his dash is down, so he can't really do anything to you. All of his abilities used on Ryze. So if you're here, you could have definitely picked up Xin Zhao. You're very fed at this point of the game, and you could have possibly transitioned that to, hitting a Mystic shot on Renekton or something like that. So that's a lot of damage you lost out on right there, if you had just been up here. And if Xin Zhao wants to fight you, then you can, okay, fine, you can kite him back and he's slowed by the tower. If he wants to run away, he's slowed by the tower, and you're going to pretty easily kill him. So especially with Muramana turned on. So that's definitely a easy kill you could have picked up. So now the tower's still on Xin Zhao. You hit Renekton. Renekton's getting pretty low. I mean, he's got probably about like 1,000 health-ish maybe. But these guys are so far away. Like, these guys are really far away over here, and it's going to take them a second to get up here, and like Xin Zhao is getting chipped out by this tower. So like all you have to do right here is just kind of step back and start auto attacking. So you do Arcane Shift, and we're kind of back in the situation we were before, where Braum is distracting them, just like Ryze was up here. But you're not, you're in range to land Mystic shots, but you're not in range to attack Renekton, right? So this is another problem where we're going to lose out on a lot of damage, right? Because Xin Zhao is going to de-leash the tower, it looks like. Tower's max range is like this or something. So it looks like he's going to head out, and the tower is going to pick one of these guys, right? So we don't know who it's going to pick, because tower priority at this point, it should respond to a call for help first, I think. So it would probably lock onto Renekton because he's attacking Braum, but it could also pick one of these guys just because they're going to be closer if Renekton moves up. But anyway, the tower will lock onto one of them, and that person will be slowed, just like Xin Zhao is now. And Xin Zhao is going to be way over here, right? Because you have a Zed up here that's distracting him for you, right? So he's going to pull Xin Zhao probably this way. So Xin Zhao is going to be out of the fight. And this Renekton's low, Janna's low. If Jinx gets caught under tower, you can probably pick her up really easily, right? So you continue to move backwards, and you're not attacking anyone right now. And Braum gives you a shield instead of himself. He should have shielded himself, because you're not using the shield at all. Okay, so now, what happens is the tower does switch to Jinx. Jinx is the squishiest person in this entire team, right? If you were here, you could have just easily killed her, right? Zed is fighting Xin Zhao. Zed actually kills Xin Zhao right here, right? Xin Zhao's dead. Jinx is attacking this tower. You're running away with full health, pretty much, and this Braum shield, and you're not contributing anything, right? So if you were up here, like you got these guys, Vel'Koz is like out of the picture, right? You've got this. If you were here, right? The whole time Braum was dying, you could have been attacking. You could have been using your shield. The shield detonates and does damage too. So it would have blocked damage. It could have blown up, hit these guys. You could easily kill Jinx right now while your Zed is doing a lot of work for you over here. Right now, he's distracting. Xin Zhao's dead. He killed Xin Zhao, right? Janna is now going to try to peel Zed for Jinx because Zed still has his ultimate. So like Zed is basically 1v4ing while you're healing for no reason. And if you were up here, you could have easily taken out Jinx. You could have easily transitioned over to Renekton. Renekton probably would get away at this point because he's probably got Slice and Dice and he has a lot of health maybe, and the tower's not focusing him, so he'd probably leave. But the tower would switch focus to Janna most likely, and you could just like easily wipe Janna out, right? And you could defend this tower, and this would be a successful defense. And these guys would have to run away. And you're Ezreal, so you might even be able to pick this guy up. So that's what's watch happen. So this whole time that you're not here, right? This Zed kills Xin Zhao by himself, right? And then he murks Jinx. And he's basically 1v5. Like this whole time. Like he's just 1v5 and he kills 2 people. Right? And Zed dies. So now this tower is finally dead. But the thing is, this tower is attacking the whole time. If you were up here, you could have attacked whoever the tower was attacking and killed them really fast. If you look at right now, like Janna is 1 hit from being dead. You know, like Janna would have been dead long before that. Zed could have focused Renekton. You guys could have killed Vel'Koz. You could have aced them easily and turned this whole game around. So that's just like an example of how like one fight can make a really big difference in terms of the flow of the game. I hope that helps.